Good morning, boys and girls. Mr. C here. It is Friday, I believe, May 1st. That's right, happy May. We're almost through this, 3 more weeks of school. Last week when we checked in together, we were talking more about zones of emotions and our feelings, and I asked you guys to not focus so much on labels or names of emotions at this point. We'll do that today, but more so again paying attention to the different levels of energy that you have inside your body. Last week we started to experiment a little bit about like what we're feeling and doing an activity and kind of paying attention to see how we feel after the activity. I finished out my chart and I'll show it to you here. This is my chart. Mine looked something like this. Yours may look similar too. One of the activities I did was I ran. When I started off, I was in the red zone. I was kind of really upset about something. And I went for a run, typical run for me is like 30, 40 minutes. And when I got finished, I felt good again. I felt like my best self. That thing that I was upset about didn't really seem to matter too much anymore. So I know that's a good calming strategy actually for me, even though running creates a lot of energy and uses a lot of energy. It's soothing to me. So if you go outside and run around the house 3 or 4 times, it might energize you and lift you up and make your mood go from, say green to maybe yellow, and you feel energized and excited. But for me, it brought me down from a red to a green. Again, dancing and started off at a green. It brought me up to a yellow. It always makes me kind of hyper, and I'm still in control, but I get a little bit excited about it. Hot tub, that's usually my morning routine. I wake up and I'm feeling kind of blue. I'm not sad, but I'm low energy. I'm kind of lethargic, tired, slow to move, and I sit out there. And then sometimes I drink my coffee in the hot tub, and it brings me up to a green level. I was reading one day. I felt green, and then I guess I wasn't really into it, and it kind of escalated me a little bit. Made me a little antsy, feeling like I needed to go do something. It kind of actually brought me up from a feeling just like my best self to a yellow. So that's something I don't want to do to calm down because it wouldn't work for me. And then lastly, I played with Bailey, and I started off in the green zone, and it ended up in the green zone as well. So today my goal is this. I want to show you how to use that chart, or the idea of that chart, that experimentation with different activities and energy levels, and to make that meaningful and purposeful for you. So what we're going to be doing today is actually making kind of like our own little menu of activities of how can we help ourselves be in control of our emotions. If we're in the green zone, how do we stay in the green zone? If we're in the red zone, how do we get back to the green zone? Of course, we're always going to make mistakes because we're human, we're imperfect, we do things at times and make mistakes. That's part of being human. However, we can start taking more control and learning what we need to do when we're not feeling like our best selves. So here we go. I'm going to show you how I would make my chart, and you can model something similar on your own if you like to. So check it out. I drew on this piece of paper here 4 different circles that kind of represent the different zones of emotions. Again, the highest energy level at the top, red, that means you're kind of out of control, you're not in charge. Yellow, meaning that you're starting to lose control, slight loss of control. Green means your best self, you're ready to go, you're feeling great. And then blue, where you're feeling kind of low energy level. We're actually going to apply feelings at this time, not just levels of energy, but actual feelings that might fall in those categories. So at the top, I'm going to write the word feelings. And you can do that too, and different feelings that might fall in these categories. I'm just going to list a few. I'm not going to list every feeling, but just so you kind of get the idea. If I'm in the red zone, that means I may be feeling kind of mad. I might feel angry. I could feel even terrified, scared. I might be not feeling, but I might be yelling. These are behaviors, or even hitting other people. Sometimes it's easier to list things that you might see someone doing. I'm feeling out of control. It could even be like super, super duper excited, where you aren't being yourself anymore. Then I'm going to move down to this yellow zone. Again, remember, there's some loss of control. But feelings that might fall in this category could be excited. Again, if you look at my chart, when I was dancing, I went from green, feeling like calm and happy, to yellow. It got me excited. So for me, that's an accelerator or a activity that will increase my mood or energy level. You might also feel kind of silly. You could feel frustrated or even worried. Again, you're not out of control, but there might be some loss of control. In the green zone, that's your best self. That's where you're feeling happy, you're calm, you're ready to go. Maybe ready to learn, you're focused. You're your best self. You're you. You're thinking like you, acting like you. You just are your best self. And then again, in the blue zone, that's that low energy level. You might be sad, maybe sick. You could just be tired. That's usually how I feel when I wake up. You might be moving slowly or moving slow. Again, that's the blue zone. Low energy level. I'm going to write low, and then high energy level. So those are feelings that you might be feeling. On the right hand side or over here, I'm going to write the word activities. And this is where I want you to take those things that we experimented with and come up with some different activities you can do if you're in that level and you want to go back down to green, or to bring you at least down a level so that you're more in control of yourself. So for me, if I'm feeling out of control, if I'm feeling mad or terrified, if I'm out of control, I'm yelling and I'm hitting, I learned that if I'm feeling kind of in the red zone and I run, it helps bring me back down to the green zone. So for my activity, I'm going to write run. Now that might not be the only thing, but right now I know that has worked for me in the past, so I'm going to keep trying that, and I'll keep experimenting, and I'll add more to my list as I learn more about how to drive my emotions. I didn't start off in the yellow zone for any, but I know that a yellow zone feeling means that I'm somewhat out of control, and I need something that's going to bring me back down and calm me. And playing with Bailey calms me. I know that because down here it says play with Bailey. I started in green, I stayed in green, I stayed happy. So I'm going to put that as an option, is a Bailey. That can help me at least stay in yellow, if not bring me down to the green zone. And something else I could do if I'm feeling kind of low, I could go sit in the hot tub. That worked based off my chart. I started off in the blue zone. It brought me up to the green zone. I could probably even put dancing, because dancing took me from green to yellow. So if I'm feeling kind of low, I could maybe go and dance, and it would bring me back up. I usually pair those with singing, so I'm going to write sing there too, because usually when I dance, I always sing at the same time. Now, you probably noticed I didn't write anything down in this green zone. That's when you are your best self. You don't really need to do an activity at that point in time because you're already there. But you could put things down here that keep you there too, like playing with Bailey, or maybe even talking to friends, or things that just feel good to you. But you don't necessarily have to put activities in this zone here. Now, what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to keep experimenting with different activities and see how they make me feel. Do they make me feel more energized, out of control? Do they make me feel more like my best self? And I'm going to add things to my list over time. So over the next 3 weeks that we have left together this school year, you'll probably get messages from me or videos with me doing different activities and talking about how they make me feel. In that time frame, feel free to do the same thing. If you realize that there's an activity that you tried that was different and it made you feel great, or it made you frustrated or angry, or made you full of energy and made you silly and kind of wiggly, that's one thing you can learn about yourself. You want activities that will help you get back to being your best self. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you can create some kind of menu. I'm here to help you too. If you have questions, feel free to write me, email me, send me video messages, and I'll get back to you whenever I can. All right, guys. I hope you have a great Friday. Have a fabulous weekend, and it's supposed to be super awesome, beautiful, nice weather, and I can't wait to hear from you guys. Bye.